Moment 1. Edgar Allan Poe was born on 19 January 1809 in Boston, Massachusetts. Poe was a poet, storyteller, and critic of American stories, and is recognized for his work of terror and contribution to poetry and narrative. His life was short and complicated, although his work has remained in culture and literature until today, influencing narrative and cinema. Poe was associated with the modern origin of the story and the mystery tour. Most relevant works: The Raven, The Fall of the House of Usher, Tour of the Grotesque and Herbes, The Tale Tour Heart, The Murders in the Rue Morgue. Literary currents: Poet is mainly linked to Romanticism and Symbolism. His work is also associated with Gothic literature, a modern movement that focuses on mystery and supernatural. Most used literary genres: poetry, thought, especially Gothic thought and terror, and critical essay. Literary period: Romanticism, especially in the United States, where it predominant in the first half of the 19th century, although it is often considered a precursor of realism and literary modernism. Moment 2. Central theme: The core theme of The Raven is loss and mourning. The poem explores the distress the narrator feels after the death of his beloved Leonard, about what are despair and the search for comfort that becomes a torment. Protagonistas is an anonymous narrator who faces his own anguish and despair due to Leonard's loss. The Raven, which represents death and memory, acts as an antagonist in the way the narrator's piece interrupts. Conflict. Internal conflict. The narrator struggles with his pain and the impossibility of forgetting Leonard, which leads him to the edge of madness. Conflict with the crown symbolism. The crown symbolizes the inevitability of death and suffering, and acts as a constant reminder of loss. Poetic structure. The poem is composed of 18 verses of 6 lines, with a rhyme scheme that emphasizes musicality and repetition. This repetition, especially the word nevermore, at the end of each verse, reinforces the narrator's mental state. Composition. Poe uses a melancholy and dark tone, presenting a disturbing atmosphere that complements the issues of despair and madness, using evocative language and internal rhymes. The poem develops at an almost hypnotic rhythm, allowing the reader to dive into the narrator's emotional experience. Overall, The Raven not only stands out for its thematic content, but also for its formal construction, which has influenced countless poets and writers in the years ahead. The relationship between the narrators and the raven becomes a powerful symbol of the relationship between life, death, and memory.